Thank you, listener, for tuning in to the show. I'm so excited to welcome in season 4 of the Oregon First Hunting and Fishing Podcast. It's been an amazing 3 years. We just finished up season 3 and now we're moving into a new year. If you've been listening for a while, I want to thank you for being a part of the community. You know, it's not just a podcast, but we also go hunting together, fishing, shooting, and it has just been amazing meeting so many of you, making so many friendships, making so many connections. So I hope that you'll continue to tune in over this next season. We've got some real exciting episodes lined out, and we're just going to continue to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to talk about Oregon hunting and fishing, and we're going to talk about how we connect with God through the outdoors. So stay tuned. This is a fun episode where we got to talk with Mike and TJ, a couple of the leaders of the Northwest Mountain Challenge, just to touch base, see what's going on. We've also got a really exciting announcement for our podcast and some of the things that we're going to get to do at the Northwest Mountain Challenge this year. So you're going to want to stay tuned and hear that, and also get some great archery tips. So once again, thank you for 3 amazing years of the Oregon First Hunting and Fishing Podcast, and enjoy the show. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to the podcast. My name is Brian. I'm your host. I'm joined in our Salem studio with Gage.
Hello.
And calling in remotely, we have both TJ and Mike from the Northwest Mountain Challenge. It's an honor to talk with you guys again. Thanks for making time for us.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
We're going to get a chance in this episode to once again touch base with the Mountain Challenge crew, figure out what's going on, what's new, what kind of exciting stuff. We'll get to talk archery shoots and all the different stops of the Northwest, I messed that one up bad, of the Northwest Mountain Challenge, as well as some, we'll get into a little bit of elk hunting and just catch up with these guys who are super fun to talk to, been on the show before. I don't know if you guys know this, but we've only had one other reoccurring guest. And Mike, you are the first person to be on the show 3 times, so congratulations.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
You're almost an honorary co-host at this point. I mean, come on.
No, geez. That's a scary thought. Add it to the repertoire.
But just to remind our listeners, TJ, you run Dead On Archery out in Idaho, as well as being a main partner of the Northwest Mountain Challenge. How are things going out there in Idaho for you?
Yeah, it's archery business as usual, and we're just getting people geared up, and we got all the local club shoots happening now, so
all right,
taking care of people for that and getting them going. But yeah, we're excited to keep getting closer to the mountain challenges and make this a reality again.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I don't know if you remember this, but in the episode that we did together at the Mountain Challenge, we were in Mike's trailer. Those you, me, TJ, Tyler, and our other co-host Jericho, and we talked about our sports pack slam. And with Dead On Archery, you pledged a $500 prize to someone who completes the sports pack slam. And I'll tell you now that I haven't met a single soul that has completed the Sports Pack Slam. And I went ahead and closed the window for signups in February. So that is behind us. So you're off the hook this year, TJ.
Well, that's a bummer though. There's always next year. So maybe we can do something for next season. I don't know. Well, we can put our heads together, but
sure.
We'd love to kind of help you guys out for sure.
Yeah, we can talk about it if you're willing to put something at stake once again. You know, we have had a lot of conversations with people who are super excited, and I was talking with Mike earlier. What kind of ended up happening, at least for the people that we're connected with, was the predator hunters had trouble filling their elk tag, and the elk hunters had trouble filling their predator tags. So it kind of was like a switch, you know?
They need to work together.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this podcast episode or you see our stuff on social media, you know, I do have the form live, and at this point, we're allowing everyone who has ever completed the Sports Pack Slam to fill out the form and apply, not for a cash prize, just for the fun of it. We're going to create kind of like a record-keeping system. We are going to have a plaque. We will send you a certificate and a t-shirt and all that good stuff. But, you know, excluding the cash prize, this is just more informational. We want to know who's done it, when you did it, and what that experience was like. So we'll continue to try to push this thing along. But then once we start getting to the hunting seasons in the fall this year, then we'll reopen it up for the, put some more stuff at stake there once we get into fall time. But, for now, the form is open. You can find it in our social medias. If you know someone who has completed the Sportsplex Slam, let us know about it. We want to know.
Oh, yeah. And if you're gunning for it for 2026, get ready for that spring turkey. It's right around the corner.
Yep.
I'm getting excited.
Spring bear, too.
Yeah, spring bear, yes.
Mike, are you hunting much this spring?
Of course.
Yeah? All right, good.
Silly question.
That's a very silly question. Let's see, we got spring turkeys in Idaho, and I'm going to try for my hand to get it again in Hawaii.
Yep.
Oh, awesome.
And then TJ and I have 2 trips to Hawaii for axis deer, and spring bear out here. I am going to try and do it early June with a bow over a bait pile.
Oh, sweet, dude.
That's awesome.
Is the spring bear tag in Idaho a draw tag like Oregon?
I don't know if it is for all. I don't know about all units, but I know the units that I'm going for, it's just a general tag.
Oh, really? So a general spring bear opportunity. And they have not outlawed hunting over bait. So that's pretty awesome. That's a good opportunity.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I'm sure, man.
It is.
So it's a lot of work, but rewarding as well.
Are you going to participate in that too, TJ?
Yeah, more than likely I'll probably do something with Mike and definitely do the turkeys together with the kids.
Sweet.
And do the bears and hit that and see what we can come up with. And yeah, there are some units in Idaho that are draw only for the bear, but for the most part, everything's general.
Well, now that Mike lives out in Idaho, sounds like you guys hunt together a bunch, huh?
Just a little. Just a little
bit.
That's great. That's awesome. Mike, were you going to say something about the bear?
Well, I was saying I did it last year with a gentleman up in the North Idaho named Dennis from Bitterroot Mountain Outfitters.
Oh, great.
And helped him do all that stuff. And TJ's not wrong. Like, it's a lot of work. You have to keep the baits refreshed every single day. But at the same time, you're also able to sit there and not be like, well, that might be the only bear I see. I'm just going to take it.
Yeah.
We were there 6-7 days and saw a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of bears and stuff. There wasn't anything that I was personally looking for, but another guy in our camp that was there, he did get a really good black bear.
Oh, sweet. Man.
Yeah, it is a lot of work, but I think it's also, like TJ said, it's really rewarding when it all comes together.
And you said he got it with a bow as well?
Actually, he took it with a rifle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I wanted to do it with a bow. I just find bow hunting be a lot more challenging, and I like the more up in your face.
Yeah.
And I had the last night I was there, I had a bear on the bait pile for probably 35-40 minutes.
Oh man.
That I was like, maybe if I needed the meat, but there just wasn't much on it. It was a really young bear, you could tell, and I was just like, all right, well,
sure.
It's not the fawn or calf killer that I'm after right now. This thing's just kind of scrounging for berries, hitting the bear baits, all that stuff. And
yeah,
I was like, I want something way more mature, so I let it go.
Save him for next year. Let him get big. And
yeah. Now, the bear I killed in the fall during archery season, I shot with a rifle in Oregon. That bear, it weighed in, hanging weight with just meat was 119, and I got the age back. It was 12 years old.
Oh man! Wow, that's an old bear. Okay.
So it was a sow, but she had no cubs. And Fish and Game thinks that she actually never had cubs.
Oh, interesting.
It looked like her foot got caught in a trap. So she only had half a back foot, and then all the meat around the lower part of her leg was completely gone.
Wow.
So it was just skin, bone, and then she couldn't run very well, and she was trying to climb this really steep hill. But Fish and Game was like, this is definitely a bear. This is the perfect bear to get out.
Yeah.
What blew me away was we were sitting in a blind over a hillside the next day, and we watched them fly another bear in, drop it off, and leave.
Hold on.
Whoa, what?
Say that again? What did you witness?
The very next day, they flew another black bear into that area, sat it on the ground, and flew away.
What on earth? Like a
I
problem
am
bear?
not kidding.
Did you ever get any details about it?
They were just transplanting another bear and just felt like they needed to be there. And I was like,
What?
we just took a bear out of here.
Did they? There's no way they took your kill into account. There's no way, right?
Completely coincidence that it would just happen the very next morning.
That is
That's
insane.
so weird.
That's
What?
I don't think I could ever imagine that.
Was it from like a big basket hanging down off the bottom of the helicopter? That's
Yep,
insane.
They flew it in with the chopper. They didn't bring it in with the truck. They flew in the chopper, landed in the meadow where you can't drive down into. They had a guy get out, open the gate up. The bear took off, and they flew out.
Oh my
What?
goodness.
That's
What a
crazy.
That was
job.
it.
Could you imagine having that job of releasing bears? Wouldn't that be
Oh
nuts?
my goodness.
I'm good. I'm good. So, but just the fact that, I mean, it was literally the very next day. I was like,
Yeah, dude.
what are we supposed to do? What are the animals supposed to do? Like, we just relieved the predator out of here, and you just stuffed another one right into it.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's
goodness.
like it had to have been a problem bear, right? Like it was eating someone's chickens or something or it was in town.
I mean, that's the only thing I
trash.
think of.
Like they don't just move bears around unless it's a problem. That's insane.
Wow. Do you think they picked that spot specifically?
Well, it's a good drop point for them to drop a bear.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it is a really good drop point. They did beanbag the bear because when it got out, like it just kind of turned around and just sat there and looked at him.
Oh, yep.
So we did watch him beanbag the bear,
Wow.
and then it blew out of there. The weird part is like when it blew out of there, it ran right up the hill towards our blind, and I was like, well, guess we're done hunting this blind for a while.
You didn't want to take that bear, huh? Don't they say you can't eat it after it's been tranquilized for like a couple weeks or something?
You know, I've heard it before, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jeez.
It's like they're tracking the bears and they saw that you took that one out.
Yeah.
And I gotta
that's just
keep
so
the numbers
wild.
up.
So Mike, is that the craziest thing that you've witnessed in the woods?
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be up there as one of the more crazier things because I just never thought that I was going to see something like that.
Yeah,
Ever.
You know,
But
my
the
mind's
fact
kind of
that when they
blown.
did the very next morning, I was just like, oh, all right.
Wow.
I don't even know how to keep the conversation moving from here. I'm just so amazed by that story.
Yeah.
Well, and
I wonder
that
if-
area is super heavy predator ridden.
Yeah.
Like,
that
I
must
don't
be
know
the
how
reason.
many bears in that particular canyon I have on camera.
Well, ODF&W has been filling it up with bears for you, so there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if one of your listeners is on here and he's the one that opened that gate and let that bear out. And he's like, hey, that was me.
Yeah.
He came in here and comment on your
That would be
podcast.
interesting.
He'll be
That would
like, oh, I didn't
interesting.
know I was being watched by hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
And the funny thing, too, is it was in the middle of bear season, supposedly, right? So.
Oh, it was. I shot my bear like September 4th, I think.
Yeah, man.
And September, like I said, the very next day,
Yeah,
they dropped
geez.
that bear in there.
Well, if you ever have something like that happen to you again, then you better buy a lottery ticket or something, or just tell us
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
incredible. Yeah, it's incredible. That's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, right at the top of the show, I wanted to make a couple announcements that are pretty exciting for us at the Oregon First Hunting and Fishing Podcast and this cool relationship we started with the Northwest Mountain Challenge. The first thing is an awesome opportunity that's going to be happening at all three stops on Sunday morning, which is Mountain Church. And so me and another guy named Garrett, and we've just been networking with some people, are super excited to get to put on this opportunity that's going to be just a very simple, non-denominational church service. And it kind of spawned from the idea that, you know, we go out there on the mountain challenge, we're out there all weekend, and we miss church. And it's not that big. Sometimes you miss church. It's not the end of the world. But, you know, we thought, well, what a cool opportunity it would be for the church-going folks who are out there, if they wanted to have this mountain church. And, you know, it's an opportunity for us to band together, worship God, and talk about scripture together. So I'm super honored and excited too that you guys at the Northwest Mountain Challenge were willing to let us put this on. And the cool thing is it's like open invite. We're just going to be doing our thing there early Sunday morning, and you can participate if you want, or you can not participate. We're not forcing anyone to do anything. they're uncomfortable with, obviously. And we're doing it early. That way we're all done before it's time to register for the Sunday morning shoots. We're just kind of out of the way schedule wise. But if you're going to be up there that weekend, or any of the weekends of the Mountain Challenge, and you're going to be staying the night, then we'd really love to meet you. So Garrett's going to be heading up the Idaho stop, and me and Garrett are going to be working together on the Hoodoo and the Crystal Mountain stop. So once again, that's just Sunday morning. We're talking like 6 a.m. sunrise mountain church service, and we're going to get out there, do a little bit of worship, a little bit of Bible teaching, and even some opportunity just to share some testimonies and pray. And I hope that you'll join us. I hope that, you'll see us doing our thing and want to hop in, and good opportunity to say hi. And also just, it's amazing the people who are in the outdoor industry that are Jesus followers. Like it's for the reason that we always talk about on the podcast. Like you can't separate your relationship with God from your relationship with the outdoors. They just go so perfectly hand in hand. And a lot of us who are really entrepreneurial and wanting to be in the outdoor industry and work in that, we also, a lot of us love Jesus. Not all of us, but enough that we can put on a mountain church at the Northwest Mountain Challenge and know that that's going to be a cool opportunity. So I wanted to say thank you. I know Tyler also had some input on that, but TJ and Mike, thank you guys for letting us have the opportunity to put that on.
Yeah, absolutely. When Garrett called me and reached out and was asking the question if you guys were going to be allowed to do something like that, and it was pretty much a no-brainer. Like, absolutely. All of us involved are religious and God believers, and it's easy too with the mountains and the mountain church and mountain challenge, is because in the Bible it references the mountains as temples a lot.
Yeah.
And the mountains go hand in hand for where people go to feel close to God. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, there's no other reason not to do it. So yeah, we're honored to be able to say, hey, yeah, we're gonna offer this mountain church and go up and hear the word.
Yeah.
So and
absolutely.
It's temple, right?
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a super unique opportunity, I think, for all of us. It's a change in scenery in an environment that we all seek and love so much, that we try so hard to spend as much time as we possibly can in. We get to worship our God, and in a very high density spot where all of us get to meet and interact with guys who share the same interests and pursuits. Hunting with bows for the most part.
Yeah.
There's not another situation where we get to meet this many guys with this
specific, dude.
Yes, so specific.
We're narrowing it down to
and gals, right? And
gals, yes, yeah.
And everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
Absolutely.
Open to absolutely everybody.
Uh-huh.
And super encouraged. And if you're curious, if you're listening, ask questions at the Mountain Challenge, even before interact with the socials. Love to answer questions, interact with everybody.
Yeah. And I mean, just to be clear one more time, like the Northwest Mountain Challenge isn't a ministry event, like it's
right.
It's the Northwest Mountain Challenge. Like, it's an archery shoot. This is just an opportunity for, like you said, those of us who are church-going folks to participate in it if we want to. And thanks again, guys. I'm honored that you were down for the idea, and I'm just super excited for what this can turn into as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
And the other cool thing that's going to be happening that I'm also real excited about is we have the opportunity to do a live show, and we're only going to be at the Hoodoo and the Crystal Mountain stop. So sorry for the Idaho fans. We do have some Idaho listeners
sprinkled. There's a few
sprinkled
guys.
in.
Yeah.
The funny thing, when I look at our analytics, our two biggest cities, the number one is Portland, kind of expected, right?
Yep.
Number two is Seattle.
That is interesting.
Yeah, they're pretty far up north.
Yeah.
But number two, Seattle's anyway. We're gonna be at Hoodoo and Crystal Mountain, so maybe if we get more Idaho listeners, we can add the Idaho stop our repertoire.
Boise
There you
guys.
go.
Yeah,
There you go.
sharing it with the Boise guys.
Yeah.
Let's get those numbers up.
Yeah. Well, we got Boaz, who he was on the podcast last year, and I met him at the archery challenge. And one of my favorite things about being a part of the Northwest Mountain Challenge last year is I made like a bunch of friends. Like I met a bunch of really cool people who I still message with, kind of talk to on the phone a little bit.
That's super cool.
It's like they're just cool guys who love archery, and so obviously we have a good connection there. But that's one of the unexpected things I got from the Mountain Challenge. But to continue with what I'm saying though, we're gonna do a live show. I'm not gonna announce the guests right now because I want to make sure all the moving pieces are fully in place before I get anyone's hopes up. But it's just going to be a cool opportunity to I'm going to do it in a Q&A fashion, so people in the audience, in the crowd, can ask questions to our guest, and I'll even make a way to submit those beforehand as well, so we could ask and just get archery knowledge. I'm looking for industry professionals who are either renowned archery hunters or just people in the archery industry who know what they're talking about and can give us some helpful information there. So look forward to that. Those are the two things that we get to provide this year for the Northwest Mountain Challenge. And thank you guys for letting us do these things. We've got the Mountain Church, and then we've got the live show, which is going to be on Saturday.
Yeah, we plan on hosting this live event during our vendor giveaway, which is normally held right around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Saturday.
Perfect.
Yeah, and maybe for the listeners, you can explain what that vendor giveaway is. Like what normally happens there.
Yeah, so we are very well taken care of by Vortex Optics. So for the most part, we normally grab a very high-end pair of either Vipers or the Razor HDs, and we'll go and we'll pick out a vendor that we kind of want to highlight. And the vendor, we get all the bunch of shooters down, whoever's down there around that time. And as the vendor's kind of talking about the product and everything like that, either me or my daughter or somebody with the shooter will be walking around, and they'll be handing out free raffle tickets. And
Sweet.
Everyone that's there gets in to win these pair of binos. And it might not even be binos. It might be something different at the time. But it's definitely a high-end item that makes it worthwhile to come down and be a part of the presentation for the vendor. And at the end, we draw the raffle ticket right there, right at the end, and someone walks away with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really cool thing that you guys do. I went last year by myself because I was kind of just figuring it out. I'd never been before and wanted to see what it was all about. So now that I'm a Northwest Mountain Challenge veteran, I definitely bring in my family this year. And I think that's one of the opportunities that I wanted to encourage the listeners to consider when you are wanting to come to the Northwest Mountain Challenge, because it can be really hard when you have kids and a wife to break away for a weekend,
Absolutely.
Especially during the summer. Like we want to be doing our family camping trips. And after I was there, I realized this is the perfect opportunity to turn it into a family camping trip.
Oh yeah.
And so that's exactly what we're going to be doing. And so, for those who are hearing like, oh, they got this cool giveaway and a live show on Saturday, but then also, there's lots of shooting to do, lots of cool different things to be a part of. Well, you should plan to be there the whole weekend. Try to convince your wife to come down with the kids. My little boy is 5, and he got a little Bear Apprentice bow, like the little first starter bow, and he's been shooting the heck out of it. I screwed a cheap little sight on there, or not a sight, a cheap little whisker biscuit on there, and he's been loving it. But so he's real excited to go to the Mountain Challenge. But just for anyone listening who is thinking like, how could I get a weekend away? Well, it doesn't need to be away. Bring the family with you. It's totally a family friendly event. Like 100%. My kids are going to be there. My wife's going to be there. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of people do make it their part of their camping trips and schedule it in throughout the summer, or this is their family trip for the year. We get a lot of that. We get a lot of emails, a lot of people messaging us saying, hey, what are the dates? When are you going to be releasing the registration? Like, we need to know because I need to let work know because this is our family trip for the year.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's a huge honor for us as well to hear that. Like, man, this is something people really put on their calendars and they really want to be part of, and they want to bring their families.
That's
Well, and we
super
really take
cool.
pride in that. I mean, we
Yep.
really take pride in being family friendly. We push it and push it and push it. You know, this year we made it to where kids 12 and under are free.
Oh, really?
I mean,
That's news to me.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I mean, we really want the family aspect to be in this.
That's really cool,
So-
man.
Yeah, I mean, we have courses for everybody, right? So if you've been to the challenges before, or if you haven't, you know, we base all of our courses on the level of difficulty, and we have courses that are very family friendly, where a 5-year-old could go walk it and shoot it, and we have courses that are super extreme, and it's going to whoop you. So it's just, yeah, it's one of those things. But we do have a course for every skill level and every age. Now, have we made mistakes in the past? Absolutely. So last year with Tamarack, we had some limitations of where we could go, and it really was not very family friendly. So we've made those changes. Tamarack saw what happened, and they're working with us as well on that. So this year we actually have 2 more lifts being open. We have a lot more
cool.
family friendly, a lot more family friendly terrain. So for these easier courses that, you know, you can take your kids on and it doesn't burn your knees up. And so we're excited for that, because it was intense last year for sure. So so anyone listening about Tamarack, and if you went to Tamarack, it's a totally different experience this year. So it'll be good.
Oh,
That's super cool.
yeah, that's great. That's great. Mike, last year, and I'm sure all the years before, you had your whole crew with you. I mean, your kids kind of have started growing up being at the Northwest Mountain Challenge, right?
Yeah. Yeah. They've been there every single year since 22, which was the first year back in Oregon after COVID.
Oh, nice. So, in your experience, was it hard to like get your kid into archery? Like, I saw him last year running around with his bow, shooting at the targets on the kids course and different stuff. Like, is that just kind of something he naturally wanted to do, or like, what did that look like?
No, like they've been watching me shoot my bow for a long time. And so obviously, you know, I started off with little kid Nerf bows and stuff like that. And they're running around the house and they're trying to, you know, shoot the deer on the TV, or they're trying to shoot the mounts on the walls, which we had to put a stop to that real fast. He knocked off one skull. It broke. I was like, all right, we're done with that.
Yep. Oh, man.
But no, like he was just super involved. My daughter, she absolutely loves it. We actually bought my wife a new bow this year, and so
Wow.
my daughter got my wife's old bow.
Okay.
Cool.
Because she came to me, she goes, "Dad, I've shot my deer with a rifle. I want to do it with a bow now."
Oh, man.
Wow.
And it was like, well, this is a whole new ball game. Like, she goes, "I know." So getting the kids involved has been pretty easy. It's one of the very few things where everybody can go out. It's not a scary thing to do.
Yeah.
Like shooting a rifle can really keep you on your edge. You know, I've been shooting guns for a long time, and every time the bang goes off, you just get that. Because if you're shooting right,
Oh, yeah,
the
dude.
gun goes off, it's supposed to scare you, right?
It scares kids.
Um,
They're nervous, dude. They don't want to pull the trigger.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But with a bow, like my kids, they'll shoot all day, and you know we've taken them to multiple 3D archery shoots, not just Northwest Mountain Challenge. And my kids, they just love it.
Yeah.
And I think you know they shoot with TJ's kids. We love getting them together so they all can shoot together, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I hear I don't have any kids yet. My wife and we have a little dog, but I
Dog
There you
probably
go.
can't shoot a bow.
can't shoot a bow. Haven't figured that one out yet. But I hear so getting kids into archery, that seems relatively, you know, not easier, but you start them young, you get them acclimated to the culture. I'm trying to figure out how I get my wife into it. That's a little bit trickier. Any words of wisdom from you guys?
Well, you need to tell her that archery is a woman-dominant sport, and she's going to be naturally better at you anyways.
Oh man.
So, yeah. So
Is
if
that
you
true?
want to start to go down that train, it is. Yeah, 75% of the archers in the world are women. There's
Oh
only
wow.
15% are men.
I had no
So,
idea.
Wow, like you're
Yep.
talking like the Olympic archers, the competition, and
Correct. Yep. It's all involves, mainly recreational and the competition style side of things. But,
interesting.
that's bigger across the world and the globe than hunting is.
Yeah.
And, Idaho, Oregon, stuff like that, we see mainly males being dominant in the hunting side of archery. So, but yeah, when it comes down to it, that's why if you pay attention during the Summer Olympics, the women get almost a 2-hour block where you can go and you can tune in and you can watch them shoot. The men get like a 20-minute block.
Wow.
Interesting.
They do not have the audience that the women do. And the women are
Okay.
better. They're better. Their scores are higher than men. So
Wow.
it's Yep.
Wow.
Man.
So yeah.
Huh. Okay.
So tell her that this is her gig.
Yeah, this is her thing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
news to me, man. I had no idea.
Yeah, and if you think about it, right, archery takes finesse and it takes concentration. So, and to be really, accurate, well, guess what? Most guys, we suck at that. So,
Oh yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like we're
can
constantly training ourselves. We have to constantly train ourselves in that, right? When we're practicing our shooting, it's like, Man,
Yeah.
that's
Step
amazing.
by step. Yeah.
Do you think she'll go for it, Gage? Do you think you could convince her? Because she's pretty competitive.
Yeah.
She was into basketball.
Yeah, we both played college sports. She was a basketball player, and she's very athletic. She's pretty muscular for playing basketball. And
I know what you need to do. Get her a bow for her next anniversary present.
oh, perfect.
I did it.
Favorite color.
Don't warn
flowers.
her. Don't ask her. Just get her a bow.
Sorry,
Let's
babe.
get
I
her
went
a bow.
a little over budget. I bought you a nice Hoy RX-9.
Do they
Yeah.
make women's bows, or do they just shoot
Oh, yeah.
any? Okay.
No, there's women's bow specific. They have short draw, smaller cams, but they're actually designed for and more efficient for the small draw length.
So is that
Yeah,
the
it's
biggest
either
difference
short
is
draw
the
or
draw
women's
length?
specific.
Okay.
The draw length, yeah, cam design. Sometimes they thin up the riser a little bit for the grip, stuff like that. So,
Okay.
but yes, it is definitely mainly short draws, but it can be converted over into women or men that have short draws. But
In the competitive world, is it more common to shoot a compound bow or a trad bow?
worldwide, definitely the trad bow.
Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely the Olympic. I didn't say trad, but an ILF traditional style competitive recurve. That's
Okay.
worldwide is more. That's the compounds, I believe, and I haven't got confirmation, but I'm pretty sure that the compounds are now part of the Olympics. First time ever in history.
As
I
in
believe
they
the
have
Summer
their own
Olympics will be their
category,
first
or
time.
they just shoot them together?
They have their own category. So be
Okay.
the compounds, have their own category now versus the Olympic recurves.
Interesting.
So I could be wrong. It might have just been hearsay, but I'm pretty sure they do.
So in your shop, do you work with many competitive clients, or are you like 100% hunters?
No, mainly hunters. I mean, we're probably 95% hunters and 5% competitive.
Okay. Okay. Mike, you were telling me one time, and I'm not a part of this world at all, but the Northwest Mountain Challenge is a part of some sort of official competition circuit, right? For some sort of a bow competition. What does that work?
We use isn't it IBO and an ASA?
We use ASA, OPA, but we're not sanctioned.
Yeah, we're not sanctioned or anything like that.
Okay.
I was gonna say we do use IBO scoring and we use OPA scoring. Well,
Okay.
that's the game that Levi Morgan had a big presence on years ago, where you have your pink 14 dot up in the corner of the vital.
People come and they practice that. They keep their scores. It's more like a friendly competition. It's versus not really being a part of any kind of league or something like that.
So we do run it part of the competition. So one day you're going to shoot IBO scoring, and then the next day you're going to shoot OPA scoring.
Okay.
We do run that, and you can do it for fun. Obviously, if you're just coming to shoot for fun, those targets are still there. So those OPAs on the Hoyt course, so you can always go in there and shoot it with your buddies and have a good time. So because the if you go for the 14, you have to call the 14, but the best you can get on the 14 is a 10. So you can't shoot and go, okay, I'm going for the 14, and if you pin the 11, well, you can't claim the 11.
Oh, okay.
So the best you can get. So if you pinwheel the 11, it's still a 10. And the other side, so the 14 ring. So when you go for the 14 ring, it's a gamble because you can easily get a 5 because it's on the outside or it's in the inside of the vital, but it's on the top corner of the vital. So you're either going to get an 8 or you're going to get a 5.
And that was one thing that was fun for me that I didn't really expect going into it, because this was my first 3D shoot in general, let alone Northwest Mountain Challenge, So I had a lot of fun doing the score. Like it wasn't something I ever even thought about, because I shoot my bow all the time. I shoot my target, take it out wherever and set it out and just shoot my target without thinking of the rings. But then when I ended up with this group of like 4 or 5 guys, and we did the mule deer course, and you get your golf pen or your golf pencil and the little scorecard, and we're all like taking pictures of our shots and looking later to add up our scores. And that part of it was actually really fun, because I was shooting with a couple of super proficient shooters who were like super good, and then I was shooting with some guys that were more on my level, and it was just cool to kind of watch the guys like taking 90-yard bombers and getting just perfect vitals at amazingly far distances, and and I'm like I'm losing arrows, but it was really fun though to try to like push it and be like, okay, what's the best score I can get, and go from there. So it's just kind of an aspect of the mountain challenge that I didn't even realize going into it. And then I'm about to go shoot and they hand me a scorecard, and it's like, oh, okay, cool.
Wow.
Keep score. And it's just really fun to do that. And it also adds like a competitive aspect to it, which always just, as a guy, and maybe there's probably many, many women this way too. I'm not trying to, display hairs here, but the competitive part of it just made it that much more like I was pushing myself that much harder, and I was concentrating that much more to try to get those higher points,
Yeah. Especially with being in a group, maybe some guys you haven't met before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm super excited to be a part of that for the first time this year.
Yeah, actually, there was 2 different guys who I shot with on that I had never met before, that since then I've hung out with them a few times.
Oh, yeah.
And Justin Arana, and, just kind of funny how I met these guys because we all happened to be starting at the same time and said, yeah, let's shoot together. And there we are. Now we're friends. So
develop friendships at the Mountain Challenge.
Yeah. Which
So I do have to correct myself on the scoring really quick. So if you call a 14, you cannot score a 10 or a 12. The highest you can get is an 8 if you call a 14.
Oh,
okay.
So just to correct everyone on that one. So I thought about that for a second. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. So yeah. So you cannot get a 10 or a 12 if you call it 14. The highest you can get is an 8.
Oh wow. Okay. So it's got a little bit of complications there, as far as
a little bit of a gamble.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Oh man.
I'll have to refresh
when in Vegas
before we go out. That's right.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's not as bad though as the you get to the top of the lift and they had a steel silhouette of a bear with a tiny hole right over the vitals, and about 50 broken arrows laying down on the ground in front of it. But the cool thing with that was there was like a prize if you hit the vitals and you didn't break your arrow. And Boaz, who we hunted or shot with on the thing, and he was on the podcast, so our listeners might be familiar with him. He actually he hit it.
Woo.
I shot, shattered an arrow. Jericho shot, shattered an arrow, and then Boaz just stuck it. So is pretty fun little stuff. And then there's also the Bigfoot.
Yeah, the Bigfoot. Yeah, we collect. How many arrows do you think we collect, Mike? Probably 800 to 1,200 arrows, probably.
Oh my!
Wow. Oh, at least
after the time the tournament's over. Yeah, after the time everything's done.
At least,
man.
It's, and I mean, you got to think all the arrows are stuck in trees. All the ones that have missed on the practice range, everywhere. There's
Yeah, I mean,
so many arrows when we're done.
Yeah, the majority is on the still targets for sure, but yeah, we do find them
Yeah.
everywhere. So
Jeez.
How many are still shootable? Or are they just all trash?
some of them, I mean, the ones that we find out, off on the courses, some of them are still shootable for sure.
Yeah.
So we'll even find some that are like 5-6 years old. We're like, holy cow, how did we not see that before? And
got missed.
in the dirt or something. Yeah.
So do the lodges ever say anything? Are they concerned about the arrows being left behind?
No, not really. I mean, we do a really, really good job. We walk all the courses really hard, and we always leave it better than the way we got it.
Oh, nice.
The only thing they always just say is carbon, steel, whatever. It's going back to the earth. Because there are some arrows that they'll bury 6 inches, to a foot under the ground.
Yeah.
You're not finding those. So they get it.
Jericho lost one about 12 feet up a tree.
Yeah.
I mean, we've put targets in, like when we had Stevens last year, we had the alligator. It was in a swamp.
Oh, really?
Like if you missed, your arrow was gone.
Yeah. That's funny.
Wow.
Man, that's cool.
Even if you hit the target, were you able to get your arrow out of the alligator?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we put it away. Like if you hit the target, you were good. But if you missed, you were never getting your arrow back. It wasn't happening.
Funny. Wow.
Oh, man. You guys had one at Hoodoo last year on the mule deer course that was like a skunk tucked into some big boulders. And
that was me.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Thanks. I lost an arrow on that one. In fact, I think 3 people in our group lost arrows on that one.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't a Boaz, is the one that wrestled the alligator. We had the video of him wrestling the alligator. And that was at Stevens Pass. Just covered in mud. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was awesome.
Oh, I haven't seen that video. You guys got to share that one so I can see it.
We did post it up on our social media. You'll get a good laugh out of that. So you'll have to peruse through the grid there and find the video. But yeah, he went all savage on the alligator.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Check it out.
So last year we had to buy our lift tickets separate, I believe. This year though, that's changed, isn't it?
Yeah, that's something that's new this year. So your lift pass, your registration, and your event t-shirt are all in one. It's just a one-stop shop. You're going to come up. We're going to have a lot more gals for registration, a lot more guys, like everybody. We're going to have a much bigger spread there. And You're going to come up, give them your name. We're going to give you your packet, and you're done. You're out.
Wow.
So very, very, a lot more streamlined. That was something that we talked with the mountains as well last year. Like, hey, you need to give us control of these tickets. It's taking a long time, for these shooters to go from one line to the next. So, yeah, that's why our registration looks like it's inflated so much, is because it is including those lift passes and the t-shirt. So, and you do have an option. If you don't want a t-shirt, we don't force you to. So when you're in registration, if you don't want it, you can say no, and it just takes off the money of the t-shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, who doesn't want a t-shirt, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you need your orange one. If you forgot to bring up some orange for the Onyx course, then you want because you guys were selling those Blaze Orange t-shirts for that.
Yep. We'll have them again this year as well for the Onyx course. Absolutely.
And for anyone who doesn't know, the Onyx course is cool because it doesn't have a trail or marked out things. Like you download the Onyx track and pins, and you follow your Onyx to do the course. It's really cool.
Yep. Yeah, just make sure your phone's charged.
Yeah.
So someone in your group's got to charge one. Yep. But and then this year, what's different with Onyx is last year we just added it as like a bonus course. We didn't have it as a course you actually registered for the times. And this year we included that. So now we have an actual 5th extra course to spread them out now even more, and to kind of help with the lines and keep everyone moving through the courses more freely. So so now you can go on, register, and you can register for a specific time on the Onyx.
Yeah, and Hoodoo is your guys' biggest mountain as far as the number of people that come, as I think I got that right. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right. Yeah, as of now. So Crystal will probably overtake that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Despite having all those people, there was a long line in the morning, but any of the afternoon shoots, I never had a problem like just hopping on the lift and doing a shoot whenever I wanted.
Yeah.
The ones that you don't sign up for. So like the only kind of like crowd congestion there was just getting the registration. And since you guys added all the extra people and simplified the purchasing, like solve that problem. And, the rest of the time, all throughout the afternoon, I never had a single problem just without registering for a course. Like I just would jump on and go shoot,
Yeah. So after 12, it's open to shooters. So just to go up and hit any course.
Yeah.
After that, now another new thing that we're doing this year, because we have listened to a lot of the shooters, and we do have a rule, and we've always had it, is that you can't have a group size larger than 6.
Okay.
And a lot of times they go up, yep, we're separate. Well, what happens about 3/4 or a quarter of the way into the course,
They're all caught up.
Secretly join together, right?
Yeah.
And so now we got these 12, 15, 20 shooter groups. And so what we're going to do to compound that is we brought in extra hands this year, and we're going to have guys actually walking the courses all day long. And the whole job is to make sure that we have the groups separated.
Man.
Wow.
So, yeah. So they're gonna be the course Nazis, but
Yep.
we have to do it. We have to make
Ski
sure
patrol.
we're keeping everyone honest and we're
Yep.
keeping everyone separated. So this
Hey.
event can go as good as smooth as possible.
You go up there in the winter to go skiing, and they have ski patrol running around checking on everyone. Same thing, right? Bow patrol.
Yep. Bow patrol. There you go. I like it. We're gonna give them bow patrol shirts.
There you go.
Bow patrol.
You see
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So instead of the cross, it's gonna be a bow,
Yeah.
full draw or something.
There you go. Sweet.
I like it. Good idea. Good
Do it.
idea. We're gonna steal that.
I'm
if
gonna hold you
that's
to
okay.
it. I hope I see it up there. That'd be cool. Instead of, or they could have red, but instead of red, they could have blaze orange.
Bow patrol. I love it.
So, with the like package for going, so with your lift ticket, the actual Northwest Mountain Challenge cost and all that, how much is it cost this year?
It depends on the mountain. So it depends on our cost of the mountain and where we're at. So but Crystal and Tamarack are the same price. So for a 3-day, it's 170. For a 2-day, I want to say it's 120 or 130. And then for a 1-day, it's 80. So
Sweet.
and if you actually do the math on your 1-day and 2-day, so especially your 1-day, you're actually $15 cheaper than you were last year. So we
because of the ticket cost combined.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
that's nice.
we're actually taking a hit there on that. The 2-day, you're about the same, and then the 3-day, you're about $10 more. No, Hoodoo was the least expensive. So, and that's why Hoodoo this year is the least expensive, because it's 140 for 3 days,
Wow.
I believe, and then 110 and then 80 kind of thing. So, yeah, it's
140 is
it's
not
definitely
bad, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely the least expensive mountain, just because they charge us the least for lift tickets. So we just pass it right on to the shooters,
Yeah.
So
I don't know if it's always been this way, but one of the like things of the mountain challenge that I noticed is it's like we're going out there to shoot bows. We're doing these cool 3D courses. Like I said, you're interacting with people, you're making friends, but you guys had a lot of really quality vendors there who were just really cool people. A lot of them were vets too, and that was just cool to see like veteran-owned businesses being supported. But who do you guys have coming out this year? I saw that the Bow Rack said they're going to be at Hoodoo. I know you got PN Wild going to be at Crystal. Who else do you guys have coming out?
and the list just keeps growing. So it's always keep growing. But one of the men that you're talking about, that's a veteran group. That's
Broken Operator.
Broken Operator will be there, and then there is the Fireside Pine, right?
Yep,
Eric
Pine,
with
yeah.
Fireside Pine.
Yep, Eric from Fireside Pine will be there. And yeah, and most of the vendors that we had last year coming back, and then we just have more vendors that are coming.
Yeah.
So, and it's really fun because when we go and do our trade shows, so we're doing 6 trade shows this year, something like that. We've got one left. Me and Mike have one more left to do. But when we walk the floor and we handpick the vendors.
Oh, really?
We go and we go, hey, what you have to offer, like this will do really well. You guys need to come up.
Yeah.
You know, or they'll reach out to us on social media. And we'll say, oh, you know what? That is a good fit. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get you coming.
Yeah.
So it's not something that we just open up. You know, a lot of people go, oh man, where's all your vendors? How come we don't have 300 vendors? It's like, well, we want to make sure that all the vendors that are coming are going to be successful. And we want to make sure that it's going to be a product that people are going to be interested in. Everything costs money. And when you're trying to make a profit at your booth, and if you're there to try to make a profit, if that's what you're going for, but if you're in it for branding and you're in it for the experience and exposure, well, it just kind of depends on what you're after.
That's what's really fun for us, because we're a nonprofit. Like we're not selling anything. We're just
right.
We're just meeting people, doing a podcast.
Yep.
Like
spreading the word. Spreading the word.
We don't have any skin in the game for making money, So that's.
I mean, it's funny. We have a gentleman, dude. He is a down to earth, amazing guy. He committed to Tamarack again, and his mind's blanking me right now, but maybe Mike knows who it is. But he's with the beard, cream and oil company, and he does the stuff for the outdoor beards. And dude, he's so funny. He's a big time golfer. So he comes up to the Tamarack to hit his golf game, and he literally tells us, and he's straight up, like, once I break even with my expenses to come here and then paying for a golf game, I'm done. I'll close up and I'll go golf. That's what he did last year. Wow. He broke even all the way across the board, and we're like, where'd he go? Oh, he's out golfing. And he literally just leaves and goes and gets his golf game.
Hilarious. That's hilarious.
So he does it to pay for his golf. So it's awesome. So
dude, I didn't realize what I was being invited to last year when Mike invited us out to come have a booth and everything. Like, such an awesome opportunity for us and experience. Like the amount of people that we met, and even it's like we have like a ministry purpose behind what we're doing, and what it boils down to is just meeting people and knowing people and making friends and like, but it's like we gained listeners and exposure and made cool industry connections. Like, I'm totally honored that you guys had us there, and thankful that you were willing to say yes when I asked to come back.
Right, we let all kinds of people in. It's just
sure. You gotta meet the DEI, right? So that's why we're there.
Right.
Oh man.
Exactly.
But anyway, so last year at Hoodoo, though, we were the only podcast. But now we're doing Hoodoo and Crystal, but then you got the PN Wild guys. Are there any other podcasts going to be around other than us and them?
I've talked with a couple others. Whether they decide to jump on or not, I won't know you right now.
Sure,
but we'll see what happens. I do like the fact of having other podcasters up there, because it kind of intermingles with each other. They you're on their show, you're on their show, vice versa, right?
Yep.
The cool part about it is, like, they can take those experiences, and now you're sharing with each other, and now it's getting multiple channels and all that stuff. So we do love having the podcasters up there. One thing we do get a lot of is a lot of social media guys. They're always, I was flipping through YouTube at the Redmond show, just kind of seeing what videos were out there, and I didn't realize like how many people were up filming at our events.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of film up there.
Yeah.
And everything is like, we'll be back next year. This was super fun. You're gonna love it. If you haven't been here before, you need to get here. That's another aspect that we love it. Just absolutely love it.
Yeah, and that brings up another point. So if you're coming up and you're filming, you're putting it on YouTube, we can't thank you enough, because we actually use your videos and we just let them loop on YouTube at all these trade shows. So it's perfect.
Oh, cool.
So you're up everywhere.
Nice.
So we literally run your videos all over. And we've even had a couple of them when we're at our shows. It's like, hey, that's me on TV. Like, that's crazy, So, we appreciate it. We did hire a gentleman named Miguel Morris with Velocity Productions this year. So he's going to be coming around. He's going to be getting more media for us. But definitely, like, that's super cool.
He
He's
was
actually
hanging out
coming
with
with us
Garrett,
to Hawaii
right?
as well.
Wasn't he
Yes,
hanging out with
yep.
Garrett last year?
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, he went full time with his media production crew, and we swooped him right up and said, "Hey, man, can we hire you and come along?" And so he's going to document everything from setup to the event to teardown. And like I said, he's even coming to Hawaii with us as well to film some of the winners.
Man.
Yeah,
He does good work.
We're going to get a full.
Yeah, I've seen his stuff. He does cool, good work for sure. What are the shoots this year? I know that we had a sponsor change at Hoodoo, right, for owning one of the shoots. What's the new course this year?
Freedom
Pouches. Yep.
Nice. Are they at all three?
And they're not just Hoodoo. They're also for Tamarack and Crystal.
Sweet.
Yep.
Do you guys have the same course sponsors for each event? They all the same shoots?
Pretty much. Yeah, this year we do. Sometimes they differ depending, but he wanted to do all three mountains, and we're all on board with that. And then obviously we have Born and Raised as well, and they're kind of taking over the Pure Elevation. So
really?
Born and Raised guys. Yeah, so Born and Raised. So now it's called the Pure Elevation by Born and Raised.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah, they're taking on that course, and yeah, it's cool. So, but we have our main title sponsor, obviously Hoyt, the Mule Deer Foundation. That's the 501c program that we obviously donate to, and a lot of the shooters. That's a cool other topic. Is last year we raised over $36,000 for the Northwest or for Mule Deer Foundation.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
So we're hoping to tick it up a little bit this year and get over 40,000. And they plan on bringing more archery related items for raffles.
Cool.
All kinds of cool stuff. So yeah, so definitely kudos to all the shooters and stuff, because that money obviously is going in on conservation and being used very, very wisely, and it's awesome. So it's great to be able to support that organization. So that course name, Mule Deer Foundation, will be at all three obviously as well.
Wow.
Nice. Okay.
That's awesome.
So you named 4 just now, and then there's Onyx. And that makes 5.
That makes 5.
Cool.
Yep.
Man.
So
Man, that's awesome.
and Onyx, yeah, they're great. Obviously, I mean, cool thing is with Onyx, we're doing this to gain awareness of them. And if you don't have the Onyx app, if you want to come and shoot, you can download it. It's free for a week. So just download it before you come up. You got it for free for a week. Obviously, the idea is hopefully you like it and you stay with them. And, they definitely saw the value in that with memberships. And they do a great job for us as well to put our flyers in the app. So when you open up your app and it's like, oh, holy crap, Northwest Mountain Challenge. It's right. It's coming. I better get registered, right? So
yeah, that's cool.
Great partnership with them. And they're great guys to work with. So,
Oh, yeah.
that's
cool.
It's about, right? So
Yeah, I would be lost out in the woods without Onyx. It is such a useful tool. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's amazing how much it changed hunting.
Yeah.
Good and bad. There's a lot. It's a lot easier to find water holes for antelope now, for sure. But it's like you think you're out in the middle of nowhere on your water hole, and all of a sudden this guy shows up. Like, oh, how'd you figure this? Oh, I just found it on Onyx.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Oh, there's no secret
Thanks,
spots
Onyx.
anymore, dude. Secret spots don't exist anymore. Like they're every single person knows where every spot is if they hunt an area. Like, it's not like it used to be.
Well, that's really cool. So there's 5 total shoots.
Yeah.
Correct? Awesome.
Yeah, five total courses plus the kids course.
Plus the kids course.
Is there anyone who ever works it out to shoot all 5 in a weekend? Because when I was there, I was super busy running my booth. So I didn't do any of the morning shoots. I just did afternoon. I only went up the mountain 2 or 3 times. But for someone who doesn't have a job there, is it pretty normal for someone to get all 5?
I wouldn't say it's normal. You got to hump it pretty good to do that. Now there are guys, I definitely do. So there are guys that by lunch they've got 2 courses in, already on the first day.
Man,
so
man,
animals.
To get all 5 in one day, that's a feat.
Yeah.
Most of the guys are
in
getting all 5
day?
in 2 days. Yeah.
There's people.
So
Wait, has that
2 days,
happened? Has anyone done all 5 in one day?
I have heard of it. Yes.
You guys
We've
need to.
had guys that did 4 in one day, but now out in the Onyx course, I think there was
that
a handful. That was it.
Guys,
Yeah,
you
so,
gotta
yeah, well,
you
we
gotta
had
give
4,
those
yeah.
guys a T-shirt. There's
Yeah.
that's got to be the winner of the Northwest Mountain
Absolutely.
Challenge too. Like I know we have the scores right, but like to do
Yeah.
all 5 in one day would be nuts.
That could be the
So-
Mountain Man Challenge.
yeah.
We have a gentleman that doesn't just shoot the courses; he actually runs the courses and gets to them really quick. But he also does it barefoot.
Oh man,
Barefoot's wild.
So
That's
Barefoot?
insane.
yep,
dude.
Is it like the barefoot shoes where you have your little toes hanging out?
No, barefoot.
That's crazy.
barefoot.
Which mountain is he
Yeah.
at?
I believe it's Tamarack, right? I think he's at
Hoodoo.
Tamarack.
Well, he was at Hoodoo last
Oh,
year.
Hoodoo. That's
So
right.
he's an
Hoodoo,
Oregon
that's right.
fella, so
Yeah.
that explains a lot.
Wow.
I did run into him in Montana one year.
You did?
I did.
Is he normally barefoot?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, he's always barefoot.
Yeah.
What the heck?
That's
Who is
crazy.
this guy,
And he
man.
runs everywhere. You'll see him. He runs all over. He just going back to his truck, everything like that. He's
He
just,
just
running,
runs
running,
barefoot.
running.
Sheesh.
But
What
he's
on
the one
earth?
that's done all 5.
Have you guys
done
talked to him?
All 4 one day.
Have you ever asked him like his motivation behind running everywhere barefoot?
I think the girls did, and I don't remember what the answer
Of course,
was, to be honest with you, but I'm pretty sure the girls talked to him. Yeah, at registration, like, man, you're crazy. What do you do that for?
Yeah.
So, I don't know if it's a connection with the ground, grounding.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, he never wears shoes. So,
Man,
Wild.
He's got to have some big old calluses.
Oh man.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's super impressive.
Jeez.
Man. Well, I won't be doing that. I can tell you that right now.
Shoes will be on my feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do have a question for maybe like for a guy like me who hasn't been to the Mountain Challenge, or listeners who haven't, or guys who have only been there a year or two. How do you get the most out of the Mountain Challenge?
Without running everywhere barefoot.
Yes. I mean, for me, my goal is just to become a more well-rounded shooter. Be more comfortable in situations, in different situations I don't normally practice in, shooting uphill, downhill, through trees, whatever it may be. Do you have any tips or advice for a guy like me?
What does a person have to do, even just thinking schedule wise, to really maximize their time? Because like if someone drives out there and they plan on only spending like a few hours, for example, like they're not really gonna be able to get everything out of the challenge that they could. So maybe even down to that detail, like what is like the ideal Northwest Mountain Challenge weekend for someone?
Well, I mean, the ideal would be all 3 days, staying on site and being part of the festivities and the entire event. Now, we do get some that obviously can only make it on Saturdays, or they only make it on Sundays. So the real fun thing is if you come up on Sunday, and if you I always tell people, if you're going to do one day, do Sunday.
Okay.
Because Sunday, and if you just want to just shoot and just have fun, the Sunday crowds are a lot less, and you can really get through courses pretty quick. So, and we don't really have anything like, there's not a big draw or anything other than awards at the end of the day at 4:00. So it's really just you and the mountain, get up there and shoot. It's going to be more peaceful, less people. The Friday is also a good 1 day shoot. So, but obviously there's people getting there, but a lot of people are still arriving Friday night. So the majority of our tickets are 2 days is what we sell, Saturday and Sunday. That's the majority of our tickets.
Got it. Yeah.
So it's So Friday, like I said, it's a great time, but we always kind of put Friday as like, this is a way for us to make sure everything's dialed for the weekend, and we let the shooters tell us to dial. Like we think we got it all done, but there's always something that it's like, didn't think of that, or we got to add that. So what better way? And that's why we opened it to Friday years ago, is because we were always kind of doing that already on Friday, and we're like, we kind of feel like we're good. Like we can open this up, and there might be some very small things that need to be added, like a little arrow here or return to target sign or something that we just, didn't see. But other than that, so that's why we're like, well, shoot, let's make this a 3-day event.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at. So
and it opens Friday morning. It's not just
Friday morning.
It's not just like a Friday evening thing, which I'm sure there's a lot of people who, they're going to get off of work on Friday and then come up and stay the night. But like it might be worth one of your vacation days. Take Friday off and come on up to the mountain,
Oh yeah, it's worth one of my vacation days.
I mean, like I get there I'm sure a lot of people do, but even as a vendor, but I get there on Thursday and then stay that night, wake up Friday, and we got the whole 3 days,
Yeah, and Friday's big for vendors, right? So Friday morning is a good solid morning for vendors, and people are excited. They're fresh.
Yep.
Ready to get after it.
So Mike, what does it look like for someone who wants to camp there? Like maybe you could explain for each one of the mountains, like the different camping situations.
Yeah, for sure. So Tamarack is just to show up, park your trailer, put your tent up, whatever it may be. Well, actually, Tamarack, you can't have a tent on the resort, but there's campgrounds right across the road that enters into the resort.
Oh, okay.
So you can put a tent over there. Hoodoo, we have a tent area. We reserve all the blacktop for the trailers because of just how many trailers are there. And then Crystal and Hoodoo, if you want power, there is a link where you can go on there and reserve a site, so you can get power if you don't want to dry camp.
And that's on the Northwest Mountain Challenge website.
Yeah, so we put the links to each mountain under its tab. So if you want to, if you're going to go to Crystal, just go to the Crystal Mountain tab, go down to lodging, and it'll pull up everything. So if you don't even want to camp and you want to say do an Airbnb or hotel, like all the links for everything that's within that area, all the way to getting power for the trailer, it's all there. So you can look at the variety of everything before you're like, man, I think I'm just going to bring my trailer or my tent. Or you can be like, there are like 6 of us going. Let's just all pinch in on a house and we'll go that route.
Yeah. Yeah. But then as far as the campers that don't want power or water, no hookups, like they just show up? Is there any kind of reservation for the tents or for the dry campers?
That's all first come, first serve. At Hoodoo, because of how many people are there with the trailers, if you're in the main that main lot stretch, we ask that you park your trailer, put your slide out, and then so we can get another trailer in there. We do ask you to camp closer than people typically like to camp next to people.
Yeah.
But that's just because there's that many trailers that come in.
Yeah.
Hoodoo is definitely. We'll see what Crystal does this year or in the next couple of years. But Hoodoo, without a doubt, is our biggest crowd right now.
Yeah. Wow.
So it is first come, first serve. And we do have the snow park that is just like a mile down the road from Hoodoo. So we can park the trailers in there as well. So we do have overflow if need be.
Oh, yeah. At the Ray Benson Snow Park thing down the road from Hoodoo.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
and if you want to stay in there and keep your distance from people, go for it. Like, we don't control that at all.
Yeah, it's all national forest, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's kind of, to some degree, it's out of your control. I mean, as long as they're not messing up the event.
But and just to be clear, none of them have water. It's just power.
Okay, just power.
Yeah.
So, 30 amp or 50 amp.
Okay.
So on some of them. Yep.
Yeah, and there's probably a small cost for reserving that, I'm sure.
There is.
Yep,
yes.
there is.
Yep. Through the mountain there is. Yep.
Cool.
We don't charge for the first come first served ones at any of the mountains. So, and actually in Tamarack, we actually pay an actual fee for camping for our attendees and for vendors. So everyone, we can make sure it's free for everyone attending.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, dude, it was hilarious last year. Like Jericho and I brought a tent because we drove up together. Or no, we drove up separate. Anyway, we were going to camp together, and then we just it was so hot out. We're like, dude, we don't even need a tent. I ended up just sleeping in the back of my truck, and the funny thing is Jericho actually slept under the table at our vendor's spot. I don't know if he was supposed to do that. I don't know if you guys know that he did that, but
I know. Well, we got told. we just told the mountain that he just had too much to drink. And
yeah, there you go.
He just passing out under his table.
He just pulled a sleeping bag up and slept right under the table.
Oh man.
So yeah, probably won't be doing that this year. But anyway, you know.
Oh, Jericho, that's funny.
Yeah, and if that guy does not touch alcohol, so
Yeah,
I mean, that's very
that makes it
very
even more
funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just slept in the back of my truck, and this year because we're bringing the family, I'm definitely gonna sleep in a tent. But Gage up until last year had this 4Runner that he kitted out as like a camping thing, but you sold the 4Runner.
I got a pickup.
Now you got a tent. You need a tent or something, dude.
We got a tent. I snagged one from my parents, but I think I might convince my wife to sleep in the bed of the pickup. Throw down a little
if it's
mat.
like it was when I was there, dude, it was hot and dry, and it was just fine.
Yeah.
I mean, there's mosquitoes, but you know that's what you're in the woods. If you're surprised by that, then you probably don't hunt.
Yeah, exactly.
Or camp.
Yeah.
But anyway,
no matter what, it'll be a great time.
Man,
I'm super stoked.
And just to reiterate too, because I talked about how one of my favorite takeaways was like all the people I met and the connections and the friendships, but also like the opportunities to shoot at cool different angles and to practice downhill shots, uphill shots. You get to throw some long bombs just to get out of your comfort zone, but we don't encourage you to take those shots while you're hunting. These are stationary targets that aren't going to move, but you just really get to challenge yourself and stretch yourself. And even like after the mule deer course, probably also because it was so hot out, I'll make that excuse for myself, but I was a little bit worn out. I was kind of like, man, I feel like I just walked across a mountain, But there's so many different reasons why it just like directly benefits your hunting. And so I know you can look forward to that, Gage.
Yeah, I really.
But Mike, don't you guys kind of plan the mountain on purpose? Like we talked before in a previous episode about how like that was kind of a big motivation behind the mountain challenge is to sharpen your skills in the hunting woods.
Yeah, I mean it's completely hunter driven, right? The things that a lot of people don't get to work on when they're shooting at home is shooting uphill, downhill, paying attention to thermals and wind, and then working on their eyesight adjustments from looking. Maybe you're standing in the shadows, and you're looking through light at a target that's in a shadow. You have to squeeze it by a tree through this section, the limbs, like make sure the vitals are open, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you're never going to get, if you get the perfect shot, awesome. That's what everybody dreams of. But let's be real here. Most of the time, the perfect shot is not coming. And so you have to shoot for what I would consider, like I always shoot for my exit, not my entry when I'm shooting at an animal, right?
Oh yeah.
I look at the targets the same way. If you're quartered away, really you want, I get it, we're scoring rings on a target, but if it's a quartered away animal, right, you're looking at tucking it through that last rib. If it's a frontal shot, you're either straight on frontal and you're hitting that pocket, or that shoulder's back a little bit. These are all things that you have to consider. And so when we build the courses, like we really take into consideration, is this a hunting shot? Would you take this shot as a hunter? We stuck a doll sheep 72 yards in the rocks at Hoodoo.
That one was fun.
Right? It's a real hunting shot.
And you know what I loved about that one is you could see it from the lodge. So while we're all hanging out, we're watching people shooting at that one, and all day long you hear people,
Yeah. But then, we like sticking some long bombs in there. No, we do not promote shooting animals that far. First target on pure elevation last year was a 143-yard lion.
Wow.
We never promote that. But then at Tamarack, I did a shot, I think it was on the mule deer course. It was a skunk in the shadows, but there was a wall of snow next to you.
Oh.
That the sun was glaring off of.
Oh, interesting.
Man.
So it was very hard to see the skunk, and when you closed your eye, it almost disappeared.
Wow.
But the skunk was only 42 yards and wide open.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we really, really think about these shots before we build them. We want people to go into the next season and be like, man, I feel a lot more confident, or they come out of it going, I see where I need to work on.
Yeah.
So that way I'm more successful in the upcoming hunting season.
No, dude.
And that's
it gave me
really
a
what
big
we build these
boost.
courses for.
Yeah. No, and I totally lived that because like, and Jericho too, which he's not here to talk about it, but like he had, we're looking at his bow and one of his limbs was straight up crooked. And then, doing the paper shoot, Garrett had a trailer set up with some paper and is all messed up. And then he just twists one side of his limb like one turn and all of a sudden it's good again. And like,
Wow.
Jericho and I, the whole weekend, he's stressing out. He's going, am I going to have to get a new bow? Am I, I can't afford a new bow right now. Hopefully this is an expensive fix, and then fix it up. And he's shooting confident. Right after that, he's just driving nails. And before that he was struggling, And so like, just, that's another example of how like, for you as a shooter, you kind of figure out where you're messing up, but then also your equipment. Like for me, my peep was twisted super bad, and actually it still is. I'm working on getting a new string for my bow as a last attempt to fix it. But before every shot, I had to like twist my peep almost 90 degrees to get it lined up to where I could see through it again. And it's just stuff like that you figure out when you go do it. And when you shoot your bow 200 times in a weekend at all these different scenarios and targets, you kind of figure out where you're lacking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I will say at Hoodoo, mule deer course will not be like it was last year.
Okay.
That straight pull, 600-foot elevation gain, that was my fault. I apologize. It will not be like that this year. I promise.
Okay. All right.
We're just gonna reverse this. So now you got to go down that hill.
Oh,
so then
man.
instead of your lungs burning, your legs are gonna burn.
I will
Just
say,
kidding.
by the end of
I don't know what we're gonna do.
By the end of the weekend, walking down back to the home base down that one soft dirt trail was getting pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, I just love the opportunity. And so maybe to get some tips for our listeners, Mike, I know we were going to talk about elk calling, but I think we'll have to save that for a different episode. I'd like some archery shooting tips. I mean, we've got TJ, the archery shop owner. We've got Mike, who's been shooting bows for many, many years. And I have a couple of questions I want to ask you guys to get some advice there on shooting better.
One thing that I've kind of struggled with I'm relatively new to archery I got a little over a year under my belt, is getting a pre-shot ritual down. Could you maybe give us a few tips for newer shooters of a pre-shot ritual, or maybe what that will entail, or maybe you don't even have one, and how important that might be?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can take this on, Mike. So this one, it's going to kind of come down to more of an instruction side of things, to where when we teach our classes, there's actually 11 proper steps to shoot a bow. And so when
11.
we go over there, 11, yep.
11 herbs and spices?
Basically 10, but the 11th is the most important. That's feedback, right? What did I just do? How did it feel? So, but yeah, the biggest thing, that I always just tell shooters, and it does help with target panic as well, because now you're thinking about your shot process. You're not thinking about the shot.
Okay.
So that pre-shot process is important. You're focusing on that, and you're looking through your peep sight, and you're just putting a pin there. So now your brain is thinking about this pre-shot process instead of thinking about the target that you're trying to hit the 11 ring on. And that's where a lot of people struggle with target panic. So with raising the arm or lowering the arm, punching the trigger, everything like that is in correlation, because they're not thinking about anything else other than what that arrow is going to do when it goes out of the bow.
Yeah.
So if you can eliminate that and you just focus on those simple steps, stance, grip, you draw, and then corner of the mouth, tip of the nose, pull through, we call it transfer to hold, and, execute the shot. So if you can, get that in your mind and you just have that same ritual over and over again. And I just tell people, it's like if you're a basketball player, right? It's like shooting free throws.
Yep.
So a free throw shooter on a basketball team, he always has his ritual, or she always has their ritual. So they are always, bounce the ball twice, spin it in their hand, bounce a couple times on their knees, and then they shoot it, right? It's the same way every single time. And that's what you need to develop as an archer, is you need to have that same shot process over and over at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I've also heard the reason guys get their ritual down is when you're thinking about your breath, or you're thinking about, okay, where's my feet, where's my hands? You're not thinking about putting that shot right on target necessarily. So your heart rate goes down, your breathing goes down, and you're able to make that shot. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you. 11 principles.
11 herbs and spices.
Dr. Pepper.
11, yeah. Look up USA Archery and the steps of shooting.
Okay.
That's a curriculum we teach, so you'll go over all of that.
Awesome.
Say again where to find that? Could you say that again?
Yeah, it's called USA Archery.
Okay.
And it's the 11 steps on how to shoot your bow. So 11 proper steps. So through USA Archery, that's a curriculum that we teach, and most of the shops now are going to that. And it's a great process. It really helps.
Now, I do have another question off of that. For you experienced hunters, you guys have taken down some serious game with your bow. Do you guys remember that, right, when you're standing there in front of a big elk or something?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's just
Absolutely
second
not.
nature
No.
at that point,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Well, then that's what practice is for, right? So you go through, you do these rituals, you come to the mountain challenges, you shoot, you work on everything, right? And then so when that moment comes, when your heart rate is pounding, when you got that bull screaming in front of you and he's screaming at you, your natural instinct and your body takes over and you can execute the shot.
Yep.
That's why practice is so important. That's why it drives me nuts when I always hear people, I don't shoot targets, I only shoot animals.
Yeah.
Well, okay, how many animals are you shooting and how many are you wounding? Because when you're not putting this process through, you're not practicing it.
Yeah.
And so it needs to be second nature. It needs to be like you get up every morning, put your pants on, the left leg goes in, right leg goes in, whatever. Right leg goes in, left leg goes in. And you do your morning ritual and you start walking. You don't have to think about it. Same thing. So
a concept, I think, Bryant, you might have said it, or maybe it was on our episode with Tyson, but something that kind of stuck with me is that these animals that we are actively hunting demand that respect and training to make
100%,
those ethical
100%.
shots. Yeah.
You're taking a life.
Yeah.
You're taking a life, right? So you need to make sure that you're doing what you can. Yeah. And there are some times where I go through it and I just go, hey, it's just like shooting a 3D target. We're good. It's settled down. It's just like a target. We're good. Right. So you calm yourself.
Yeah.
So there are those moments. But that's why we do it. That's why you practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And the mountain challenge is a fantastic, fun way to bring in your family and your friends too to practice that exact thing.
Mike, I have a archery question I want to direct toward you, just because I want to hear your opinion on it. As an elk hunter, what does your arrow setup look like, and how did you land where you are this season?
So my Hawaii setup and my elk setup are two different things. So, and thanks to TJ on this one, because we were at his house and I was practicing my elk setup for Hawaii, and he was like, dude, you are shooting rainbows and you are going to miss.
Oh, man.
Because they're so fast. So
your
my
bow
Hawaii
was
setup
slow is what you're saying?
completely for speed. Axis deer are very, very fast. They're completely for speed. Now my elk setup, on the other hand, I do like having a higher momentum and kinetic energy. But I also do not believe in taking far shots on animals either. And the only way I'll take a 50-yard shot is if that bull is completely settled. He doesn't know I'm there. Like, we're good, right?
Yeah, I've had him jump the string at 50 yards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
I do like shooting a little heavier arrow. I like a bigger FOC. I think my arrows are like 518 to 520 grains.
Okay.
Wow, that's a big boy.
I did shoot a bull in Wyoming back in 21, and my arrow actually it went through so perfectly that I found my arrow 20 yards beyond where I shot him,
Wow.
and that bull was at 40 yards.
Wow. So clean pass through on that bull.
Yeah.
It was a complete pass through. Like I said, I like momentum. I like kinetic energy on my elk.
Mm-hmm.
I also use it as the reference. You don't use a BB gun to take down a brick wall. You use a wrecking ball, because no matter how fast you get that BB gun going, it doesn't knock it down. I like having that follow through, that whole momentum and the whole swing of everything.
Yeah.
Some hunters, they don't like that. Some hunters, they believe that 400 grains is enough, which they're probably right. It probably is right. I just like, me personally, I like a heavier arrow setup.
Yeah. So
mule deer, I don't need it that heavy.
I have two questions well, first I want to say, I feel like some of the disagreement that happens in the archery world is because people are hunting different animals. And now that we have the internet, we're talking to guys on the other side of the country, and we're out here and in our backyard is elk, right? And that's we're hunting one of the most sought after animals in the entire North America. And we're just so blessed and lucky that we just live where we live, where you can buy an over the counter tag, as a resident.
Big old
bulls.
But,
and then we're talking to guys from somewhere where they're hunting deer only, or even turkeys and deer and other various little things. And but I'm curious, two questions. How do you literally weigh your arrows? What do you use? Do you go to an archery shop? Do you have something at home? And then my next question is, what exactly did you do to your arrows to get that FOC, to get that front of center weight on? Is it just your projectile? Is it just your tip, or did you do something else to your arrow?
I definitely go to an archery shop, and I'll use their arrow scale.
Okay.
To figure out my grains, because I really believe that all your arrows need to be within that 1 to 1.5 grain. If you're too far apart, you start getting too many variables, and that's where problems can start occurring.
Are you talking about on your balance? Oh, all your arrows together between each arrow.
Each arrow needs to be within 1 to 1.5 grains tops.
Yeah.
And I like to keep them as close as I possibly can, so this just takes one more variable out of the mix, right?
For sure.
Have you found that when you buy a set of arrows, there's a lot of discrepancy, or is it just after you've adjusted the arrow?
The discrepancy comes after you adjust the arrows.
Okay.
It's maybe you've put too much glue on your veins and you overglued them. Now you have resin on the outsides of your veins, right? Or maybe you glued in these inserts with this glue, but you glued in these inserts with this glue.
Wow.
So
that's
consistency
detailed
across the board for all your arrow setups. And then for my FOC, I use weighted ethics inserts from Ethics Archery. And the cool part about them is that you can take, they have segments in their insert where you can clip them down to make them the weight that you want them, right?
Yeah.
And then once that insert's in there, I have an outsert that goes over the top.
Okay.
The cool part about their outsert is we shoot ground squirrels with judo points.
Okay, yeah.
And if I have a squirrel that stands up in front of a stump, not afraid to shoot the stump.
Really?
Wow.
I'm not afraid to shoot the hole in the ground. I know my arrow is going to survive because that outsert takes a lot of the shock.
Cool.
But it also adds more weight to that FOC in the front.
That's a good idea, dude.
Yeah.
Do you wrap your arrows too?
And then I use a 125 grain broadhead.
Okay, yeah.
For elk?
I really like that hard FOC. I want to pull the arrow all the way through the animal, and I want that to direct it.
No, you're talking about some really dramatic FOC.
Yeah.
Do you wrap your arrows?
I have, but I found that if I wrap my arrows, it adds a more grains to the back end than what I want.
Okay.
And so you'll start noticing a tailing.
Got
And
it.
I don't like seeing a tailing tornado at all.
Yeah.
And if your back end gets too heavy, it will start fighting your front end, and then you just add it in a variable.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
Interesting.
I see a purpose in wraps for it. Like a lot of guys, they do it for looks, right?
Yeah.
Or they
yeah.
do it to watch their arrow flight. Well, no, I mean, you can use a lighted knock in every state now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I mean, if what you're saying is you want to watch arrow flight, figure out a lighted knock that is awesome for your arrow,
Mm-hmm.
and everything's the same with your broadhead, and you're good.
I think maybe one of the benefits, because you were talking about the outsert protecting your arrow, is also just like arrow life, you know, because it protects the
Yep.
carbon a bit. And I never
Yeah.
really considered, and I should have, I never really considered the weight difference. But yeah, you're putting something on the arrow that has weight, so
Yeah.
you know, I could see how that would mess up your FOC.
Yeah,
Interesting.
my brother, he actually shot a steel target with an ethics in there. We unscrewed his fill point, checked the arrow, screwed a new throw point on him, and kept shooting that arrow the rest of the event.
No way.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Steel proof arrow, man.
Man.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
So, and I like shooting the storm arrows by Element Archery. What sold me on them was this guy shot this concrete wall 3 times before the outsert finally broke off,
Wow.
and he checked the whole arrow. Arrow was fine. Cleaned it all up, put another outsert on there, and shot the arrow again.
Man.
What is that
I'm not
again?
saying go do that, but I'm
Yeah.
saying that's the strength of the arrow.
Could
so
you say
there's
the name of that arrow again?
it's the storm arrow by Element Archery.
Okay.
Okay.
TJ, I have a question for you. What are some of the benefits of having spiral fletchings versus straight?
Well, the benefits are is if you feel there's a benefit. That's the best. That's the best
Sure.
answer.
Huh.
So placebo.
If you believe in it, yeah. If you believe in it, then run it. You know, there's offsets, there's helicals, there's everything, you know, under the sun with that. So, and what degree you want to run it at. So it really just kind of comes down to how much steering you want that back end to do. So the more helical you put in that arrow, the more air it grabs, the more it's going to steer. It's going to grab more wind, right? It's also going to, you know, there is a negative because it does slow down your arrow at further distance
Yeah.
because it's grabbing more wind.
Yeah.
So it just really depends how you shoot and what you want to see out of performance out
Sure.
of your setup. You know, and if you shoot a 2-blade versus a 3-blade, a 4-blade, you know, there's a lot of, you know, guys doing 4 fletches. I mean, 6 fletches. I mean, you name it.
Wow.
You could go down the rabbit hole with that.
Yeah.
So it really I always just tell people, hey, if it makes sense to you and you know your equipment and it is working for you, then run it. Don't listen to, you know, other people on other podcasts or, you know, listen to the forums or anything. It's like, man, pick your style, pick your weapon, basically, pick your equipment, go
Yeah.
out there and shoot it, test it, do all the testing, find what works good for you and what you have success with, run it.
All right. That's good advice.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
I think we've been talking for a little while now, and this has been a super awesome conversation. But I think that anyone who's thinking about arrow setup, that'll give them some thinking to do. You know, it's something that I haven't done much work into, and I think that's my next evolution as an archer is to pay more attention to my arrow.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks again, TJ and Mike, for giving your time, talking with us, answering our questions. I'm excited for what we get to do together this year at the Northwest Mountain Challenge as a podcast and doing the mountain church and whatnot. We always end the show the same way though.
Yeah.
So this is my question. It might be kind of weird. I was talking with Justin Arana on the show, who runs Acres of Hope out here in Salem. And he was telling me about how many lessons there are to learn about being a Jesus follower through taking care of horses, like being obedient to your master and the responsibility and all those different things. And it made me wonder, well, what can we learn about being a Jesus follower through archery? And so I know that's kind of a hard question to just hit you guys with without any warning, but I wanted to just ask that question to wrap up the show. Like, what are some things that you guys have learned in your walk with Christ or that help sharpen your walk with Christ through archery and the pursuit of archery?
Definitely a loaded question, so thank you for that. For me, it's I think obviously patience definitely comes to mind. Just kind of like you said, with archery, you have to be patient. If you're an archery hunter, like if you don't have patience, you're not going to be successful.
Yeah.
So you have to be patient. But the biggest thing is just like God has a plan, and when you're out there archery hunting, you have your own plan. You have your own, I'm going to go in. This is what we're going to do. This is the trail we're going to go and work, and we're going to sit here, and this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And how many times does that plan actually work? Right? And all of a sudden, like, if something else happens and you all of a sudden, like, you're successful, but it wasn't your plan. And you're kind of like, whoa, how did that happen? Like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we can take that away as well, just like in day-to-day life, right? We have a plan every day waking up. We're going to do this. This is how we're going. Well, guess what? Sometimes it doesn't go your way.
Yeah.
Sometimes, there's things, there's obstacles put in your way, but there's a reason for it. And God has that ultimate crystal ball. He knows you. He knows your plan.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, you have to just sit back and go. And there's a lot of times where when I'm archery hunting, I had to go, you know what? Like, don't try to go out there without a plan. Try to go out there and just enjoy where you're at. Enjoy, being in the woods by yourself. Enjoy, if you're out with a friend, enjoy the camaraderie and just let it happen.
Yeah.
And because there's so many times that you're just like, oh, I got them figured out. This is how we're going to do it. And it's like, where'd they go? Like, once you think you have them figured out, you don't. Like, you just don't have them figured out. So.
Yeah. No, I love it. Thank you for that response. That's like exactly what I was hoping you'd have some great wisdom for us like that. So you really delivered. Just, man, it's not our plan, it's God's plan, right?
Yeah.
And the patience. The other thing I was thinking about with archery is like how we learn the just discipline. When you're like are pursuing a craft and you're trying to be as best as you possibly can, and you're practicing, you're learning the 11 steps or whatever else you're doing. You're we're disciplining ourselves and we're building up strength and skill. And, actually Scripture talks about that. Paul wrote about that in 1 Corinthians. He talked about how like a boxer beats the air for an earthly prize, a wreath that will fade, but we discipline our bodies for a heavenly prize, for something that's eternal. Like it's our relationship with God. As you were talking, TJ, and I was also thinking of that, like, there's the God's plan versus our plan, and being patient and living in that.
Yep.
And then like, well, while you're being patient, you're also like disciplining yourself. Like you're working hard to get where you are in your archery career, in the same way that like I study Scripture, I spend time praying, I seek God in the outdoors and through everything I do. And it's like I'm disciplining my body. I'm trying to tame the flesh, like my earthly desires they're not great, but sometimes I surprise myself with how wicked I can be. I'm like, man, what is wrong with me? It's just I'm a young man. It's more of I'm trying to become disciplined, know, and I think that's another great thing there. I don't know, Mike or Gage, do you guys have anything to add about how archery kind of relates to your walk with Christ?
Yeah. So, I mean, some of the stuff that, it's in the Bible and stuff, and it's talking about saying your daily prayers with your Heavenly Father and talking to Him, reading your scriptures, pondering what it's like to be Christ-like and stuff like that, right? And so, you do this stuff and you do it every day, and it's the same as archery. You go out, you shoot your bow, you work on your form, and when something's off in your form after you've done it enough times, right? And same thing when we're talking about our Heavenly Father or being more Christ-like. Like, there are days where you're just like, man, what is off today? And I think a lot of it is you've got to keep that communication up with your Heavenly Father, and you got to keep working on your archery stuff. They go
Yeah.
hand in hand with each other. You're working on this. Are you working on that?
Yeah.
Our relationship, obviously, for eternal life is more important with our Heavenly Father.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not working on it, it's gonna be off. And when it's time, it's gonna feel wrong.
Yeah.
If you're not shooting your bow all the time, and when it becomes time, it's gonna feel off.
Mm-hmm.
And they go hand in hand. Everything we do, really, whether it's for me, it's I love baseball.
Really?
And I
Okay.
practiced it. I love baseball.
I did not know that about you.
And I can tell when my swing is wrong. And I can I'll be like, man, I gotta get back to the batting cages, and I will figure out where am I screwing up at. Same thing with my Heavenly Father. When I know when there is a separation, and I can feel it, and I'm just like, man, where am I screwing up at? And it's like I didn't say prayer with my wife today before she left. Maybe I didn't read my scriptures today.
Yeah.
Something is wrong.
Yeah.
And like I said, they go hand in hand with each other. They really do.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
And then you figure out what's wrong with your archery shooting. You're like, duh. And you go back to fixing it, right? You figure out what's wrong with your communication with your Heavenly Father or keeping your spiritual well-being, and you go back to fixing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can definitely relate to both of you guys for sure. Mike, I'm a big baseball fan too. I played a little college ball and stuff, so maybe at the Mountain Challenge we'll have to catch up on that for sure. But the archery aspect within hunting and how it connects with my relationship with God, it's I feel like it's a little bit more deeper with archery. It seems to be. At least in my one season that I've done so far, the biggest thing that pops into my mind is being still in the woods, being still and known. And so, not all the time in the woods you're going to be still. You're huffing, you're puffing, you're hiking up mountains and everything, but there's an element of being still, at least in my spirit. I also find myself talking to God a lot more about just the most minute little things. Like, okay, Lord, I see this trail over here. Like, are you going to lead me down this? Is this the path you want to take? And obviously we can derive a lot of things from that within our own lives. It's like, is this the right path in my life to go? And like in the woods, it's like, should I go follow this game trail, or should I follow that one, or should I keep going up the gravel road? But even when you're hiking up to your glassing spot and you're sitting there and you're looking over God's creation and you're talking to him, I feel known. It's kind of hard to describe exactly what that feeling might, describe to other people, but I feel known. I'm in God's creation. I feel at peace, for lack of a better word. And that's what he promises us, is peace.
Peace that goes beyond understanding.
Exactly.
Peace that doesn't make sense in our circumstances.
And that makes sense where I can't describe it properly.
I find it in the woods, for sure. I find it just in his presence in all ways, but there's something special about that.
Yeah.
Man, guys, what a good conversation. I really do appreciate your insight. That does it for this episode, so we're going to wrap it up. But I just wanted to tell the listeners, make sure that you're there. Northwest Mountain Challenge, don't come for us, but we're going to be there. So you can meet us at our booth, or you can see the live show on Saturday, or go to the mountain church on Sunday morning, as well as some awesome opportunities to shoot your bow, go climb around a cool mountain that normally we only see it when it's covered in snow. Yeah. So it's kind of a special thing. But
I'd love to meet you guys too.
Yeah, we'd love to meet you. And I want to tell the listener also to check out the Northwest Mountain Challenge website. Mike, could you tell us what website that is, and also where we can find you on the socials?
So yeah, you find us at northwestmountainchallenge.com. That's where you're going to go to do all your registration and all that stuff. And then we're on all the socials. So we're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We actually got a TikTok account. because there's a lot of younger generation, and that's where they go.
That is.
And then we also have an X account where we're really just putting our information out there and letting people up to date. Like, hey, guess what, guys? We got Born and Raised. They have a course, all 3 events. We're going to get that information out there on that as well. But yeah, you can find us on all of it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds good. Well, yep, I know we're following you, so I'll make sure to share your guys' stuff too. That way our audience can see you. And it's going to be great. I'm super stoked. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I'm so super excited. First one ever.
Yep, first one for Gage, second one for me. So we're still a little wet behind the ears, but we'll have fun anyway. So, all right. Thank you for listening to the podcast. My name's Bryant.
This is Gage.
Mike.
And TJ, if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can.
There we go.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. That'll do it.